Welcome back to Guidance Corner. Now that it's January, the Opportunity Scholarships from College Board Big Future have opened for the class of 2023. Here is a template of your timeline, and you can enter into these scholarships as you wish. If you complete them all, you can be entered into the big $40,000 pot. If you come from a low-income family, you can qualify for more entries. To get started, head on over to bigfuturescholarships.org and make an account and start exploring. With that being said, that's all for this week's Guidance Corner.
Good morning, Spellman. It's Friday, January 14, 2022, day 3.
On today's show, we got some tips for studying for your midterms.
Gianna Capriglione takes a look at the movie Sing Street.
Stephanie Brown is back with sports.
And Isabella Gonzalez has your weekend weather forecast.
I'm Jayme-Madison Reddick.
And I'm Makayla Fredericks. We're your pilots.
And this is your morning flight.
Are you ready to take flight?
On today's segment of What's It All About, Deacon John tells us the symbolism behind the robes the clergy wears at Mass. Mass? Mass. Mass.
Mask is crazy.
Hey, Deacon John, I noticed that you've been wearing ropes around your waist at Mass. What's that about?
Well, they're not really ropes. Well, they are ropes. No, they're not ropes. Well, they're kind of like ropes. They look like ropes. They're called a cincher. And a cincher is a long, thick cord with knots on the ends, or they also could have some tassels on the ends. And what happens is priests and deacons wear them around our waist, and it acts like a belt for our alb, and it kind of holds it together. And they're usually white, but they can also be the liturgical color of the year. They can be green or purple or red, okay? And that's what they're used for. But, of course, we're talking about the church. So everything in the church has meaning. So we do nothing willy-nilly. Even the things we use for belts have meaning. And these have a very spiritual meaning. It goes all the way back to St. Peter. And St. Peter said to his bishops and his priests and his deacons to gird their loins, to understand, to live soberly, to live with hope in our Lord Jesus Christ, and to desire knowledge, not ignorance, to conduct yourself in every aspect of your life like you are Jesus, in his image, in his likeness. And to fight off concupiscence, that thing we get at original sin, that darkens our intellect and weakens our will. And this cincher around your waist is supposed to remind you to fight off all those things. So how is it supposed to remind you every single Mass? Well, believe it or not, as you get prepared, as a priest and deacon gets dressed for every single Mass, for every single article you put on, there's a prayer. And when you put on your cincher, the prayer is, gird me, O Lord, with the cincher of purity, and extinguish in my heart the concupiscence, anything that will take away from the virtue of chastity that will abide me from serving you. Amen.
Wow, everything in the church has meaning. I thought that it was just a decorative belt to keep your pants up.
Thanks, Deacon John. It's good to be back in school and in the studio. Let's get right into the news.
Just a reminder, the best way to ensure we stay together as a school is to limit contact, wear your mask, and test if you show any symptoms.
In other news, registration is now open for the spring semester of Driver's Ed. Check the website for more details.
Congratulations to Ashley Cortez and Francis Simpone of the class of 22 for winning the John F. Ward Vietnam Veteran Patriot Award competition.
Also, the midterm schedule is available. Check to make sure you do not have a conflict in testing. If you do, let Ms. Cullen know in room 125 so she can reschedule.
Midterms begin next week, and for many of us, it's our first time we've ever taken an evaluation. We asked some of the faculty and administration for their advice on how to approach midterms.
Yes, I have 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, review everything, especially at nighttime. So get off your phones and review your work at nighttime before you fall asleep. Number 2, review with classmates. It's always good to get together with your friends, classmates, and review. Number 3, eat a light breakfast. Don't drink or eat anything heavy. And eat peanuts. Peanuts are actually good for the brain. So those are my 3 pieces of advice.
What if they're allergic to peanuts?
Then don't eat peanuts if they're allergic. If you're allergic to peanuts, do not eat peanuts. I don't want you to sue me. I don't make a lot of money as it is.
Oh,
You know, one of the things that I find students don't do is study periodically as they go along. You have in preparation for your exams when they begin, study before that. You know, take little chunks each day of every subject and what have you, and try to really develop relationships with the material. And so that when you see it again, no matter what format it's in, you'll be able to call upon that mental model that you created for yourself and do well on your exams. That's all.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the advice.
It's all about having a plan. If you can dream it, you can do it. But you gotta have a plan.
Okay.
Because doing it the same way that you did it before may not yield different results if you keep doing it over and over again the same way.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Remember that everything that's on the midterm you already learned, so don't be nervous. With that in mind, go back and review the details for the literature you've read or the problems that you need to solve. Go back and get the details and then relax the night before, have a normal breakfast, go in and do your best. And don't leave early. Go over your answers.
Oh, okay.
That's my advice.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, so midterm advice. Definitely a good breakfast or an early lunch before you come to school. It's absolutely important. Protein, not a lot of carbs. So like an egg, maybe a little piece of bacon or turkey. Don't eat a big bagel and cupcakes because that'll just make you sleepy. 2, make sure you sleep on your books. Put them under the covers. Put them under the pillow. You know why? Everything will osmose into your brain. That's my advice.
Okay.
So make sure that you realize that the days you don't have exams are not days off. They are your study days. Go to bed early the night before you take the exams. Have a good breakfast the morning before. And stay positive. You know more than you think.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody, good luck on your midterms. Get some rest. Eat a good breakfast. Stay warm. Study hard. And don't sweat the small stuff. You'll all do great. I promise.
You need to study, because if you're prepared, you're not worried. Get a good night's sleep, and make sure that your stomach has some food in it. Not a lot, but some food in it. And then you should be good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Hard. Eat a healthy breakfast. Get a good night's rest. And just relax and concentrate, all right? You guys got this. Good luck.
Make sure you study.
All right, well, in terms of what I would say, don't wait to the last minute to study. And don't pressure yourself at that point, you know, and then you start getting nervous. The second thing is make sure you have all your notes. So if you get review sheets, make sure you use them. The other thing is if you need to study with other people, study with other people. And do a little bit at a time. Start now. You know, little by little by little by little, so that you don't feel that crunch at the end. And you're going to do excellent.
Deacon John study tips for exam success.
Okay.
Number 1, don't skim. On the night before the exam, you decide you're going to read all your notes and read all the chapters in the book. Don't waste your time. It's too late. Okay? Don't cram. Okay? If you think you're going to stay up the night before and study for 15 hours before the exam, you've wasted your time. The best thing is to do is set apart 20-minute sessions, 3 or 4 of them, review your notes legitly, read them. If you're not sure about something, look it up, reread it. You do that 4 or 5 times, 3 or 4 days before the exam, you're guaranteed an 85. You can take that to the bank.
My midterm advice is for you to sleep, to eat well, and also not to wait until the last minute, okay? You guys got this. We believe in you. Keep on studying.
The advice that I could say is, first of all, you need to sleep well, rest, and then study little by little. You know, if you could study every day, like 10 minutes every day, every subject, a little bit. It's much better to study in that way than just study everything at once. So, study throughout these days, you know, making a schedule, and also try to rest. Try to study also, if possible, in the mornings, you know, depending if, you know, you are a morning person or you like to study at night. Study and relax, especially when you are taking the examination. Try to do your best. And that's about it.
Okay, thank you.
Gianna Capriglione takes a look at the 2016 Irish film Sing Street.
Your mother and I really are under a lot of pressure at the moment.
We had a look at our accounts and...
We're taking you out of school. We're not taking you out of school, we're transferring you. You'll be new then. What's your name?
Connor Lawler.
Shut up! We have a black shoe policy here, Mr. Lawler.
They're brown, they're quite sensible. They're not black.
Who knows what this new prison will do for you? This is your time.
Who is she? She's beautiful. How come you're not in school?
I'm a model.
Cool. Do you want to be in a video for my band?
So if you're in a band, sing me a song.
Take on me. We need to form a band. What? Connor's putting a band together.
Oh, good Jesus.
You play every instrument known to mankind. Probably. Show 'em.
It's all about the girl, isn't it?
What's this? Homework. I have school in the morning.
This is school. Rock and roll is a risk. You risk being ridiculed.
Jesus, what are you all wearing?
Yeah, we're just working that out.
That's great fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Have you kissed her yet?
She's got a boyfriend. Pulled off in his car, music blaring.
What was he listening to?
Genesis.
No woman can truly love a man who listens to Phil Collins.
So who guy with the car?
It's complicated.
As long as you're happy.
You are truly on a hero's journey. Are you up to that?
I think she's just an amazing human being.
Think big, Connor.
End of term disco at the school hall. I say we ask if we can play there. It's our first gig. It's gonna be amazing.
I'll try and come.
You have to come.
Not exactly the Beatles, is it?
I actually love this band.
Hey pilots, it's Gianna and I'm back again with another movie review, and this week I'm doing 2016's Sing Street. So this is an Irish film about a group of Irish boys in 1980s Dublin, and this is basically the time of, rock and roll is really at its peak. There's bands out like, there's Duran Duran, there's Aha, there's all these really good bands, and the main character is really inspired by all of this music, especially from his brother. His brother gets him really into all this stuff. So basically, he gets transferred to this new really strict all-boys Catholic high school, and he meets this girl who lives across the street from school. And basically, to impress her, he creates this band with a bunch of his friends that he meets along the way, just to impress this girl. But it gets better, and it's really a good movie. The music in the movie is fantastic. It's very, very reminiscent of the 1980s rock era and all of that good stuff. There's a lot of inspiration from different bands as well. They have really cool music video sequences that are done so incredibly well. Like, it is really one of my favorite movies, and it's a movie I recommend to literally everybody. You might recognize some of the people in the cast. Like, for example, Lucy Boynton is in the movie. You might recognize her from things like Bohemian Rhapsody. Who else? Something McClenna. Give me a sec. Mark McKenna. He plays Eamon. And you might recognize him from the Amazon Prime show Wayne, where he plays Wayne. And also, Jack Rayner is in this as the main character's brother. You might recognize him from the E25 horror movie Midsommar. And, he's the boyfriend. And, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. I don't need to explain. So, yeah, I give this movie 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. I really hope you go take the time to watch this. And go Pilots!
Thanks, Gianna. Stephanie Brown is back as well since sports have started up again here at Spellman.
Hey pilots, I'm your sports analyst Stephanie Brown, and I'm here with this week's Pilot Sports. Over break, our basketball teams have been taking victory on top of victory. Beginning with our freshman team, they took victories against All Hallows 52-38 and victories against LaSalle and against Salesian. The JV boys team also took a victory against Salesian, and our girls varsity team took a huge victory over Holy Trinity and won 51-39. Lastly, the boys varsity team took a victory versus Sacred Heart and won 46-37, and a second victory versus Regis 58-47. Recently, you may have noticed the overhead shot CS1 is getting of our basketball games in the gym. In partnership with Huddle, Spellman now has an automated camera. The camera has an AI that is able to track the action and bring better footage for you at home and for the team. It also allows us to show all basketball games, including the freshmen. As always, you can catch the action live by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Cardinal Spellman Bronx. And with that being said, fly high, pilots.
Izzy Gonzalez has our weekend forecast.
Good morning, pilots. Well, the cold is not going away anytime soon. In fact, it's about to get worse as Winter Storm Izzy is going to affect our weekend. Izzy, can you believe that? Today is going to be the only day this weekend that is even a little warm as we have a high of 38. Just be careful of those wind gusts that will be kicking up throughout the day. Saturday, the temperature drops all the way down to 19 degrees as the skies become mostly cloudy. Sunday will be the calm before the storm, with some sunny skies and the temperature creeping up to 28 degrees. Monday, Martin Luther King Day, is when the storm moves in. Right now, it's hard to say how much, if any, snow will fall, but models are saying we will have a mix of rain and snow falling steadily throughout the day, and the temperatures will rise to nearly 40 degrees. This poorly named weather front will clear out overnight in time for us to return to school on a sunny Tuesday with a high of 34. That's all I have now, pilots. Back to you, Makayla and Jamie.
Thanks, Izzy. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Morning Flight. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page so that you can get alerted when new episodes premiere on Friday mornings at 8 a.m.
Plus, keep up with all sporting and special events here at Spellman. You don't want to miss it.
We'll be back next week with a new episode of Morning Flight.
Until then, I'm Jayme-Madison Reddick.
And I'm Makayla Fredericks. Fly high, pilots.
On today's segment of What's It All About, Deacon John tells us something.
Are we pausing? What is Deacon John
Is he even telling us something? Is he telling us something?
Oh no, isn't Maryland?
Just a reminder, the best way to ensure we stay together as a school is to limit contact, wear your mask, and if you're showing any symptoms, make sure to get tested.
And other
Congratulations to
Also, the midterm schedule is available. Check to make sure you do not have a conflict in testing. If you do, let Ms. Cullen in room 125 know so she can reschedule.
Oh, I didn't know that was me. Sorry. Go on, I'm sorry.
What are we?
Where are we
Go
going?
back. Go back, please.
Bring your camera over, bring over this. You'll have another computer tomorrow,
I might not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom till we're equal. Damn right I support it. Oh, they look so stupid doing that.
Mood. To go it alone. That's the biggest mood. Yeah? At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Thinking I could live without you by my side. And then I said to me, that's all I got for you right now, pilots. Back to you, Makayla and Jayme-Madison Reddick.